everybody, this is Eric and this is my channel, the Cajun Blade. Here in my next honing video, we're going to look at two stones, the Nantlle Valley Slate followed with the Slovakian Rozutec natural razor stone. Hope you enjoy. As you see, we will start here with the Nantlle Valley Welsh Slate. It's a fairly thin stone that was acquired by me while purchasing a conical. I mounted it to a piece of cypress as a water resistant backing option to give it a little more backbone and less risk of damaging the stone. Works out pretty good. So the razor we're gonna work with today is a Wade & Butcher 7/8 fully hollow ground. Pretty good representation of a 100-year-old hollow ground razor. I sure do enjoy it. We're going to be working with a slurry today. I'm going to build it with a 1200 Atoma, probably about a medium worn, not completely worn, still has some teeth on it. So I'm going to generate what I'll consider in this situation a medium slurry. Not heavy, but also not light. We're not nowhere close to misty. We'll hydrate it a little bit and go from there. Do a little adjustments here on my stone, and we're going to start with my routine that I hone all my slates basically the same way I start with. A slate ain't like a conical. It's not a matter of figuring it out. It's a matter of abrading and getting its print on the razor. So I normally start with a series of half strokes. That's what I'm comfortable with. You could use circles or you could use X strokes. I use try to get 40 to 80 depending on what I'm doing or how the stone's reacting, but I'm really watching undercut and diluting to make sure that the slurry does not dry out. So in this part I'm moving to my X strokes and my dilution phase. I will steadily now the slurry is friable, but I'll steadily use dilution to make sure to keep it hydrated. Again, goal here is watching undercut and making sure that I'm covering the whole bevel apex. Here we're gonna what I'm looking for as I'm honing this is not just undercut but also the feel of the razor. As I dilute away from slurry and move to water, I want them to feel a grabby sensation. I think all slates are very similar in that aspect of it. As you refine the edge, and they'll get bright, not as bright as a synthetic, but they definitely will polish. Cutting's another story. That's why I do always use slurry, or come off a high grit synthetic and just use oil or glycerin or whatever your lubricant of choice is. So as you can see, I sped through some of this video. I don't know, you can only hone on so many slates and it'd be different, right? So I'm gonna speed it up again as I work through my X stroke regime and mix in half strokes, watching undercut as I dilute and reduce pressure, similar to a conical in the fact that I always want to chase undercut and pressure reduction to tell me I'm reaching a refinement as I am getting more soft with my touch. And pressure is good at the beginning, pressure is not good at the end, except if you're on an arc. We all know that you need pressure throughout. So at this point, I'm gonna start my soap phase. You've seen me do this before. I'm just adding some lubrication to the part of the honing that I think I am at the polishing stage and at my refining stage. And what the lubricant does is work as a buffer between the stone and the razor to lighten your touch mechanically versus you doing it. I mean, is it necessary? No, but it helps me polish and lighten my own naturally fairly heavy touch. We're right here at the end. As I finish up on this slurry, on this soap. It's not a slurry. As we finish up on the soap and glycerin mix, we will move to running water, and that is going to give me my final lapse in my tail. But I can't reiterate enough that if you go to running water too soon, you can get false tails on any stone, especially a conical, and I find slate can do the same thing. So I want to make sure I put my lapse in my work in before I try any kind of running water. And running water is not necessary. You can use the stone flood method, like using a spray bottle and just keep any kind of particulate that's releasing from the stone, any kind of abrasive off. That's the whole reason you're using running water. You want just stone and steel. You see here it's sticking. So I'm gonna move to strop-in motion on the razor. And I don't do this all the time, but in this case, I just wanted to wrap it up this way instead of going to a strop and then do a sharpness test. Dry my razor off, and then we get our packing peanut and move into our push test. And this razor was surprisingly keen for the work I did. And you'll see on the shave test coming up, it was a pleasant surprise and a successful hone. Always work to do to improve, but this one here worked out better than I anticipated. I have honed on this stone before. I have got some good edges before, but there's always room for improvement. Here we're gonna move into the Rozutec Slovakian natural razor stone. The information provided on Griffith's website about the Rozutec indicates that the vendor says it's between a 6 and 10K stone. It is a natural, so that's kind of throwing darts, really. The razor for our test today is a ERN crowning sword, roughly 13/16. At this point, I'll go ahead and move to the video so you can hear what I felt as I honed it live. It's recommended to use on water only, no slurry. It's a sandstone, I believe. It's also recommended to use a little more pressure than normal, so it's maybe not for beginners. I'm just gonna use this on a series of half strokes and then work into some X strokes. Beautiful day outside. Just finish some yard work. I'm doing roughly 10 each way. Undercut seems to be okay. It feels a bit grabby. It's not coarse at all. If I had to compare it to anything, I'd say maybe lily white Washita feel, somewhat. It's definitely not anything silky or muddy. It's definitely not maybe like a caudicle of Le Gros Blanc. Not hard and slick like an arc. This razor did not need a bevel set. Let's see, it's slow. Humid as it is out here, it looks like it's drying a little bit, so it's probably a quartz stone. This is the first time I hone on this thing. Couldn't tell you nothing about it. But we're gonna hone right now on it, just like the recommendations say, and we're gonna see how the shave goes. Definitely taking in some water. See, I can see it looks like a carborundum stone, or it looks like it'd be coarse, but it's not. Very surprisingly, it's not. This is not because it's dry outside. I promise you, we got plenty of humidity. I'm using probably medium pressure. A little heel work right there. Starting to see some little bubbles. Here's some wispiness. Stone drying out up top. All right, I'm gonna make a few more water passes. See if I can get about 30 more. Call that calf rope. Once again, this is Rozutec. They're available at Griffith Shave Goods. I'm sure they're available at other places. Kind of a blue stone, and they said that it will turn brown as you hone on with oxidation, I guess. It's starting to feel really good. I was 20. There's the son of a bitch is thirsty. I lighten pressure a little bit for 20 strokes. All right. We'll HHT here in a minute, see how it goes. All right, ERN off Rozutec. See if I can find some hair here. The Slovakian home. I struggle with this, that's why I use a peanut. Pretty good, not bad. We're ready to check out the Slovakian home in a shave test. Thank you for joining me. This is Eric, this is my channel. Y'all be classy, baby.